Yo, uh, welcome back to another video. I'm Draco, and I'm here with.
The Grand Void.
Today we are watching the the Act Man called "Why Is Black Ops 6 So Mediocre and Awesome?" Let's just get into.
For Black Ops 6, we really wanted to give ourselves the time to craft something truly great. This means we're delivering a new level of polish and innovation across all parts of the game.
And with the sudden return of notorious operative Russell Adler, who'd gone missing for months, a former ally may have become a new enemy.
Round-based zombies is absolutely back and better than ever.
You know what? New Zombies is pretty good though. I'm digging it.
Wait, is that a positive zombies comment? Let's go!
Yes.
We truly believe that once you experience Omni movement, there's no going back.
Oh my god.
Traditional prestige is back.
So we're back to our classic 3-lane maps.
Real talk, is this not one of the greatest video game themes? And it's for the menu of all things. You could run this track in the background and it'd make anything epic. I immediately noticed the parallels between Raining the Fire and Black Ops 2's iconic Adrenaline, as it signaled to my brain, hey, we're going back to that thing you like. Round-based zombies? We got it. Classic prestige? You bet your ass it's in here. A sequel to Black Ops 2's story? With characters from Cold War? Yeah, I think we're ready to rock and roll. Another game starring Russell Adler. Rule 34 is gonna go crazy this year. Raining the Fire is aptly named because that's exactly what the composer Jack Wall did. Last year's Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3
Was garbage!
Apathy. It was soul-drainingly bad. Black Ops 6, on the other hand, signals a return to form. The difference in quality and polish between two yearly releases has never been so extreme. There's further evidence of why the annual release for COD needs to die, but it never will.
We just need money.
But what is different this year
So true.
is Raven Software led the production on the campaign, while Treyarch was tasked with zombies and multiplayer. And they all had an extra year of development, 4 years. But some important questions remain. Did their efforts pay off? Do you really get to move like an action hero? Is Black Ops 6 just another false flag operation? And does its campaign live up to the Black Ops legacy? Well, let's decrypt the story, find Bill Clinton, and dolphin dive our way straight into this.
Hey, still with me? Hudson may have smashed this monitor,
Damn it!
but he didn't realize I already upgraded to LG's Ultra Gear 27-inch OLED gaming monitor. With this gaming monitor, you too can become a superior gamer. The Ultra Gear will brainwash you with its mind-bending specs.
Jesus Christ.
240 hertz refresh rate. It's the perfect size, suited for medium and large desks. True black HDR with a 0.03 millisecond response time.
Yes,
That's right,
please.
fellas. You play Black Ops 6 on this bad boy, you'll never be able to blame the lag again. Case, it's got
Somebody
all the
will.
ports you could ever need. It works just as well with your PC as it does your
Why
gaming
am I
device.
lagging?
Case, we've got a job to do. I can't stop gaming now, and with the anti-glare coating, I won't have to. You won't have to worry about other light sources reflecting off your screen, and it'll be much easier on the eyes. And LG also has the GX7 with 480 hertz refresh rate, 1440p resolution, and DP 2.1 for connectivity. Pre-orders start on the 18th if you're interested.
Oh,
There's too many
that's
reasons
$1,000
to
bucks.
Holy
upgrade and get
crap!
yourself an
That's
LG gaming
$1,000
monitor.
bucks.
And if you check the link in the description and pinned comment, you can learn more about it. Thank you, LG, for sponsoring this video.
And now for something completely different.
Alright, Case, it's time I leaked the real dossier on Black Ops 6 Zombies. What's written beneath the black ink? Is it awesome or bad? Well, in a surprise twist of fate, turns out I've spent more time playing Zamblers than multiplayer. This is new and uncomfortable for me. But those of you that watch my COD reviews, you've come to know me as one of the most consistent, respected voices in the Zombies community. I'm kind of known for my incredibly based takes on this series, and people often look to me for guidance.
Hey, Ackman! Nick said your zombies' opinions are cringe!
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine.
Dang.
You're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
Lie?
Well, if Hank Dempsey himself is calling me cringe, who am I to argue? It must be true. And so, I bid you all farewell. Oh, and Zombies is pretty damn good this year.
That's the boss
BO6
fight
Zombies
music.
has likely been the, dare I say it, return to form that most fans were
Oh, I
hoping
think
it'd
it is.
be. And though it is a massive upgrade from whatever the fuck this nonsense was, this year's Zombies does leave something to be desired. The mode has become a tasty blend of Cold War and Black Ops 3, two radically different games whose unique features complement each other quite nicely. Of course, there's the typical kill zombies, earn points, but don't spend them on doors because that's your teammate's problem, not yours, style.
Which I think is honestly funnier, because you can make fun of the people who don't buy doors.
That is true.
Yeah, but you act, man.
Well, you bought them all before me. Like Cold War, you gather scrap for various upgrades. Fellas, get this. We even got round-based zombies back. You mean like there's waves that get tougher over time? Can you fucking believe it? I can't.
I don't believe it!
Really goes to show how far Zombies has fallen off when round-based zombies is like the cornerstone of their marketing strategy. Hey, Activision here. We noticed you haven't liked our Zombies mode for the last 6+ years. So, we're just gonna give you what you want. How's that sound? That sounds great. Yeah, I bet it does, asshole. Gee willikers, why didn't you think of this before? Because I fucking hate you and hope you die. You should kill yourself. The reception of BO6 Zombies might seem pretty positive right now, but don't forget that recent competition has been playing at the same level as the New York Jets. You just expect to laugh at it every year and watch as zombie fans put paper bags over their heads to cover their shame. This year is different, since arguably Black Ops 4, COD Zombies has struggled to maintain its identity and continue innovating with the best features of its past, with Activision and the developers opting instead to see how many different ways they can keep fucking it up. Ironically, it seems Activision's attitude towards the Zombies mode is reflected in the lyrics of the Liberty Falls Easter egg song.
Oh, why is this so good?
Fun fact, did you know Call of Duty Black Ops 6 was not nominated for Best Score in Music at the 2024 Game Awards?
Wild.
It's not a fun fact. More like a regrettable tragedy.
I want to cry.
All right, I gotta
He said regrettable tragedy.
Can you blame me? If you enjoyed Cold War or BO3, then Black Ops 6 is going to be right up your alley. And if for some godforsaken reason you preferred COD Vanguard Zombies or Warzone Zombies, then there's the door. Get out. BO6 Zombies easily passes the vibe check with flying colors.
Honestly, I did not know Vanguard has zombies.
Now, I've never been huge into the zombie storyline. All I really care about is that the cast of characters is fun, entertaining. If they are a racial stereotype, that's bonus points for that too.
My weapon is low on honor. I will soon need ammunition.
And that they provide witty banter between the merciless onslaught my triple-packed ray gun brings to these godless heathens. Black Ops 4 had the original cast, but they also introduced 4 new characters, and this group was pleasantly entertaining and charming. And it goes to show that when you create a mode with specific characters in mind, even for people who don't understand what's happening in the story, they can be entertained and they can feel a connection with these characters. So naturally, like COD Vanguard, it...
Uh-oh.
Sorry, it's hard to start a sentence with like COD Vanguard. Like COD Vanguard, you can hop into Zombies and play as any of the multiplayer operators, which, depending on your choice, can make the narrative completely disjointed and virtually incomprehensible for the filthy casual audience to understand. In other words, me. I guess it's cool to kill zombies as Captain of the Onions, Frank Woods, but, who's Nathan? Why are we killing him? What the fuck is happening? But why is Weaver back? That's a good question. Remember him from Black Ops 1? He's in Zombies now for some reason.
Weaver. That
thought you were dead.
If it were only that simple.
What? Are they fucking memeing? Is this a prank?
Alex, thought you were dead. Still standing. Heard you died in a tank in South America.
Well, I wasn't in that tank.
Weaver, I thought you were dead.
If it were only that simple.
Are they trolling me? How many times? How many times can you do the I thought you were dead? Nah. How many times can
sounded
you
like
do
they did that
This
3
is at least
times.
3. This is the 3rd time. At least Weaver wasn't like killed off, but it's still like, I thought you died. JK LOL Rafflemow. If it were only that simple. Simple like the fucking writers. But why do they keep pulling this shit? Is it just to troll me? Look, there's probably a good explanation to all my questions. It's really not that big of a deal. It's just pretty funny. The story is there for people who care for it. I'm just here to kick ass and chew gobble gums. And I'm all out of gobbles. Because it's after Thanksgiving. That's right, folks. Your favorite monetized pay-to-win mechanic in a PvE mode has returned. Though I did not expect the twist that Gobblegums would come back without the gambling, and that they'd be less interesting because of it. You can put the gun down.
Oh my god!
I'm not advocating for the return of loot boxes. You can put the gun down. I say Gobblegums are less interesting because I don't know how you get them. It just seems to happen at complete random with some like fake slot machine that appears at the top of the screen. What the fuck that's about? Activision sitting over there seething like,
if only we could put more gambling into Call of Duty, but that blasted government said no.
Gobblegums at their best are fun, quirky, luck-based, consumable power-ups with a variety of unique effects that can dramatically change your run. At their worst, Gobblegums were a shameless paid advantage offered in a PvE mode that used gambling as its delivery system. The problem
Sounds about
isn't
right.
that there were overpowered Gobblegums like Perkaholic or profit sharing. The problem is that when you monetize a system like that, you remove the option to have a more satisfying form of progression and unlocks. I get it, it's a gumball. You put the quarter in, twist it, you get a different flavor each time. It makes sense. Vermintide 2 proved that you could have loot boxes, not monetize them, and it works amazing. It should be the same with Gobblegums, but
Overwatch did the
asking
same
Activision not to
thing.
monetize any part of Call of Duty is like asking Sledgehammer to finally step up and make a good COD game. It's just not in the cards. It's not going to happen.
Dang.
You understand what I'm saying? The issue with Gobblegums in Black Ops 3 is that it partially relied on real-world money, whereas if it's just an in-game currency that is earned through playing, can't be bought, then the loot box delivery system is great. You could pay the bare minimum of Gobblegum juice or whatever it was, or spend more of it for a better
Gobblegum
chance
juice?
of better Gobblegums. It's nice that they're back, but they're also an objective downgrade from Black Ops 3. Why are there no basic or free limitless Gobblegums you can bring into a match?
That's what I'm saying.
Because fuck the poor, that's why. Having some Gobblegums you could always use was essential for Black Ops 3 so that everyone could at least engage with this new mechanic. You know how in RPGs, you sometimes get those super rare consumable items, but then you end up beating the game without ever using them because they're so rare? That's kind of how I feel with Gobblegums now. Also, I think besides Shields Up, there are no new Gobblegums at all. I recognize all of these from BO3, so yeah, pretty big disappointment they brought this fan favorite gimmick back and didn't manage to create any new meaningful experiences with it. Besides that, BO6
It just
has
came out with a
everything
new
you'd
one, didn't it?
expect. Gunsmith in all its glory, customizable perks, ammo mods, crafting benches that let you make lethals, tacticals, equipment, even kill streaks. You've got weapon tiers in addition to 3 levels of Pack-a-Punch, the good stuff. One of the biggest improvements comes with the new dedicated melee weapon slot, which is much more interesting here than it is in multiplayer. Now you can beat zombies to death with a baseball bat or use a power drill to extract their juicy brains. Melee in zombies has always been kind of a joke, outside of moments when you have insta-kill. I always liked the Bowie knife in previous games because it felt nice to be able to upgrade this part of your arsenal even if it wasn't all that useful. But now, melee builds are totally viable.
You can pack-a-punch your knife, give it an ammo mod, raise its weapon tier. You can't give it a bipod though, which is disappointing. So with this new focus on melee combat, obviously they added a bunch of cool melee weapons that you can find in the mystery box, right?
Wrong.
Is this going to be a pattern for BO6? Let's add this really cool idea into the game and then make sure we do
nothing to
absolutely
support it.
nothing with it. Why? How come there isn't a melee wonder weapon? Has it ever been done before? You know, I really have to stop asking perfectly logical questions, otherwise I'll be driven mad. Now, the other major addition is augments. These are awesome to play around with, but ridiculously boring and stupid to unlock. Basically, each ammo mod, field upgrade, and perk has additional perks that will further enhance that ability. More HP for Juggernog, Deadwire stunning elite units, PhD Flopper turning into PhD Slider. They really got creative here. However, you can only progress one augment at a time because, well, we gotta make our fan base slaves to the grind. How do you think we make money? The only way to progress these augments is to just play zombies. I don't know how it tracks XP or if it even does, or if doing anything specific speeds up the process, but it's completely arbitrary. It's weird because they have a mastery system where you gain medals for getting kills with different weapons, lethals, tacticals, equipment. Why couldn't the augments be based on that and let players progress multiple augments simultaneously? Because that's just too good of an idea. One of the reasons Call of Duty is so successful is because it's perfected the art of triggering your dopamine receptors. They've made leveling up and unlocking new gadgets satisfying in a way that no other game has. So it makes no sense why when you unlock new augments, nothing pops up on screen, no sound effects.
Really?
You have to look at the menu afterwards to see how far you progressed it. You can't check that during a match. Whatever. It's stupid.
I can vouch.
Side note, thank you for letting us use XP tokens mid-match. Great quality of life feature. So unlocking the augments is tedious, but I'll take it because you know what? I love having the freedom to optimize and create my own unique playstyle in zombies. It's one of the reasons why I really enjoyed Black Ops 4, even though I'm a heretic for enjoying it. Say what you will about BO4 zombies, they had the right idea when it came to selecting different talents or boosts for perks. That was a novel concept that needed more refinement, and here it is. I think zombies' biggest hurdle to overcome is repetition. And so having a system where players feel like they're getting progressively stronger for each subsequent playthrough helps immensely for replayability. Mechanically, there's not too much new here. Melee Macchiato is the only new perk, and I'm not sure it actually does anything. But the vending machine starts throwing punches when I buy it, and that's the only reason I do. I'm satisfied. So you have the freedom to pick and choose augments you want to unlock that are going to be most useful for your specific playstyle. This is fantastic. Unfortunately, Treyarch has committed crimes against Skyrim and her people, and has nothing to say in their defense. What am I talking about? They got rid of the best perk in COD Zombies. Mule Kick. Yeah. Throw your tomatoes. Throw your tomatoes. I'm a dumbass and I'm proud.
That Mule Kick is supposed to be coming back.
Is the GOAT perk. It is the ultimate freedom to carry 3 weapons instead of being limited to 2. There is no reason not to have it. It is the ultimate risk-reward perk. Let me be a dumbass and carry 3 weapons and think I'm hot shit and later regret the decision to buy Mule Kick when I go down and lose the ray gun. Let me be that guy. Do you know how limiting it feels in this modern era of COD where the grind is everlasting and eternal? Where every time you play, you want to feel like you're working towards something? Do you know how limiting it is to only be allowed 2 firearms? Do I grind for attachments and camos? Or do I use the super fucking awesome laser gun? I don't want to have to make that choice between sacrificing a ray gun or a wonder weapon because I want to feel like I'm progressing outside of that. Or hey, crazy idea, what if you added attachments to the ray gun? Why haven't they done that? That's actually crazy. But heck man, Mule Kick is the worst perk because if you go down, you lose that gun. Yeah, if you're a chump, I'm not going down, I got 3 guns. Also, that was a problem they fixed in Black Ops 4, remember? And with the new augment system, maybe the last augment is you get down, don't lose the gun. Look, I know I sound like an idiot advocating for the return of Mule Kick, but Black Ops 6 is really going for this player freedom, player choice kind of gameplay. And Mule Kick is part of my player choice. It also encourages more use of the mystery box.
It's a win-win. Add it back. Kill streaks were a fantastic addition to zombies, and they thrive in BO6 like they did in Cold War, especially for boss fights where you got to coordinate with your team to make the most out of what you got, right? You don't want to use the mutant injector if your teammates are already using it. This is one of the cooler kill streaks because it lets you inject the most lethal compound of fentanyl and Walter White's meth to turn yourself into a mangler so you can take out your frustrations against them using their own medicine. I also like the armory and that you can find different rarities of keys to try your chance at some bonus rewards. There's tons of satisfying loot to find within the moment-to-moment gameplay, and through killing elite enemies, bosses, completing SAM trials, and you're encouraged to share those rewards with your teammates instead of hoarding them all to yourself. Find a chopper gunner in the armory, but you already have one? Tell your teammate about it. It's nice that they fleshed out the teamwork aspects a bit more. Also, mild annoyance, why doesn't max ammo restore tacticals and lethals? At least
that
give
is
me
a bit
3
weird.
of whatever I have on hand. Why you gotta make me ration my monkeys? What, you think I'm gonna pay 500 scrap for one monkey bomb? Are you insane? Do you know how expensive it is to upgrade your weapons? Also, where are the claymores? Give me claymores. Everybody loves claymores. In many ways, it's pretty obvious Treyarch was allowed more time to put more love into zombies this year. I've noticed how there's a unique death scene that plays at the end of every match depending on what type of enemy stops your run. It's a completely unnecessary detail, but it adds to the cinematic feeling this mode provides. Now, let's talk about maps. Right now, Black Ops 6 has 2 of them, with a third one on the way now. Liberty Falls is the more casual, laid-back experience where you can turn your brain off and blast zombies without a care in the world. The Easter eggs are pretty easy to follow, and you can even go bowling. Dude, Nico, you are not gonna believe this. And Terminus is more Easter egg quest focused. The layout of this map is much more dynamic. You've got a crashed ship, underground science lab. There's multiple islands that you can travel to with boats. My God. It's like we're playing on an actual zombies map and not just some shit they cobbled together with recycled Warzone assets. It's like somebody actually made this, a real human being. Can you believe it? As expected, the Easter eggs are pretty convoluted, but having a pro to help me through it was a lot of fun. I actually did a video with Mr. Raffle Waffles and Hidden Xperia, where we had to do the Terminus Easter egg with Milo only offering us vague hints.
There's a bulletin board here, but there's fuck all on it. What?
No, this bulletin board.
It's a chalkboard, you brainlet. Not a fucking chalk. Did you guys like board games? No, I fucking hate him. We've broken him. We've broken him.
You can check that out if you're curious. By the way, I finally earned my zombie street cred because I solved that fucking equation for the Terminus Easter egg. I did math. So nobody can ever say I have bad zombies opinions again. I proved my worth.
And look, it's... Oh, I'm getting... Oh, my
God. Boy. Oh, God.
Oh, God.
It's also nice that they added a directed mode where the game actually guides you through completing the Easter eggs, albeit with a limited difficulty. I also like that not all button prompts are visible. That makes figuring things out much more exciting when you hold X and you're like, oh shit, something actually happened. When things are more cryptic, it's less obvious to the average player, and therefore the people that do know about it feel more rewarded. I think the Beam Smasher is a fantastic wonder weapon, as is the return of the jet gun with infinite ammo. These things are a ton of fun to use. And just like how they melded elements of Cold War and Black Ops 3 together, Terminus and Liberty Falls work nicely together because they offer 2 different slices of zombies. So almost everything is in the right place for BO6. It's all working as intended, and yet it's missing something. The magic P word. No, not that. Personality. These maps play very well. The layouts are interesting and dynamic, but if you were to ask me to describe what the vibe is, it's hard to say. As much as I despise a map like Transit, yeah, Volcanic City with a robot who drives you in a bus through a fog filled with evil creatures, yeah, that's a vibe. It stands out. Who could forget playing as JFK fighting zombies in the Pentagon? I know Raven Software did the campaign, but like, does Treyarch know that Bill Clinton is in this game? Where the fuck is he? Why isn't he fighting zombies? I did not have sexual relations with that mangler. Let me ask you this.
Can you tell at a glance where Terminus is supposed to be? Like, geographically?
No.
I can't. You look at Kino der Toten. Oh, it's a Nazi theater. I sure wonder what country this map is set in. Hitler was also a big fan of movies. That ties into history. You got Shadows of Evil, had that Lovecraftian gothic horror vibe. Even in Zombies maps considered to be some of the worst in the franchise, there was something unique about their style and presentation that differentiated them from all the others. It was just a matter if the community enjoyed the type of gameplay that
Shadows of Evil
with it. Why, yes, I love having my perks stolen by fucking dipshit monkeys. Thank you so much. Man, you look at 9 from Black Ops 4. It's one of my favorite Zombies maps. You get to fight tigers, gladiators, war elephants. The crowd cheered you on as you did. There'd be trials and tests and like a god king giving you rewards. This map had a vibe I totally fucked with. And that vibe was 300 with zombies. I think the best comparison to make to Terminus is Shinonuma. They both have the aesthetic of like a Pacific Island base, but Shinonuma's style is much more easily understandable. You play this map for 5 minutes and you subconsciously understand, oh, this is a Japanese camp in a Pacific theater. And its design and traps reflect that sort of guerrilla warfare tactics the Japanese employed during World War II. It has the jungle island aesthetic, but is still remarkably different from Shangri-La. Terminus is just like your average, everyday, run-of-the-mill military base on an island. There's tentacle traps for some reason. It's like they're going for a Shadows of Evil kind of vibe, but the setting doesn't fit with it. Patient 13 is an incredible boss fight.
Oh?
I mean, yeah, it looks like Cthulhu, of course. I love this boss. It just doesn't feel like it's part of the setting. Now again, I love how Terminus plays. It's got great moments with the boats and the tentacles that spew out green fart clouds so that you can't camp on the boat. And if you're doing the Easter egg quest, there are some iconic moments. When the Nathan boss fight starts and that techno music kicks in, and it's all like, yeah, it's a fucking party now, boys. But you see what I'm saying? If you were to take that music out, you take out the style.
Right.
I feel like Zombies maps have always been designed with this idea of selling you a fantasy. What would it be like to kill zombies in a Nazi theater? What would it be like to kill zombies on the fucking moon? So a lot of the creative design choices would come from those fantasies they wanted players to experience. Terminus isn't all bad. There is a boat racing minigame, and it would have been tragic if they had boats and missed that opportunity. Shout out Bloodwake. Oh yeah, in Liberty Falls, it's like a regular town. There's a bowling alley, a church, and there's houses. There's houses. You like houses, guys, right?
I mean, I could see that just down the street.
Store. But where's the pizzazz? On a positive note, it looks like Citadel de Morts, the newest Zombies map, will have a more defined personality. So maybe my criticisms will disappear with that, but we'll see. At the very least, I'm glad Treyarch finally removed that stupid jingle, that little tune that played whenever you hit the mystery box. Thank goodness they got rid of that. It added too much personality and charm to Zombies. Now allow me to pitch an idea that would earn Activision a shitload of money and make Zombies fans universally happy. Drum roll, please. Zombie Chronicles 2. Do you ever think about how we're still playing on the map Nuketown 5 games and 14 years later? Isn't that strange? I mean, why is it that they keep recycling the, oh, what's up, Call of the Dead? Yeah, I remember you. You showed up once, fucking kicked ass, and then left forever. I miss you, bud. Yeah, it's crazy. You were the only map that wasn't remade for Zombie Chronicles in BO3. Fellas, the time is right. We have all the right mechanics. Black Ops 6 is the perfect opportunity for Zombie Chronicles 2. This game has the right formula to work with older maps. All they have to do is update the visuals, rework the maps to fit with the new mechanics, and then bing, bang, boom, everyone's happy. Here's my money. Pleasure doing business with you. Typically, though, Activision doesn't like to put in effort to make money, so the chances are slim, but I need a hero. Overall, Black Ops 6 offers a solid iteration on zombies. We have gotten back on track, and the dark ages are behind us.
I think it's the best since Black Ops 4, though I'm sure many people like it more than that. What can I say? Mule kick changes a man. And with a new map coming out within 5 weeks of launch, BO6 Zombies looks towards a healthy future, as does its community of hardcore fans. What a difference a couple of years can make, huh?
Just don't buy the game yet. Just don't buy the game yet. If you're buying it for zombies, just don't do it. I don't want you guys to be disappointed.
A few years later.
COD Zombies has struggled
My
to
man going
impress
crazy
me for a long time, and Black Ops 6 may not be perfect, but it's refreshing to actually be enthusiastic about this mode again. Look, I know I might be a filthy zombies casual, but I know what I like, and I know what I'm willing to spend my time on, and this game is worth my time. So multiplayer really got to get its shit together. Though the current maps lack a lot of charm and personality that the older games had, it's not dreadfully boring either. It's not,
where did you find these fighters, Marticus?
We don't have that anymore, thank God. Now, what's the verdict on multiplayer? Well, ladies and gentlemen, Treyarch wasn't lying when they promised to include...
So we're back to our classic 3-lane maps.
Because that's pretty much all we have. And you know how I feel about that?
Give me something for the pain and let me die.
Multiplayer is decent, but quite disappointing. Especially coming off of last year and with an extra year of development, I expected the best from Black Ops 6. But you know what wasn't a letdown? The COD community. I put this on invite only, and 5 Nights with Diddy just joined. Oh, I'm playing with Jefferson Epstein. Another person in the lobby is just named Shrek 2 on Blu-ray. What, dude, the Call of Duty community is going off with these names. This is insane. You know, ever since they took away the custom emblem editor that we'll never get back, the fan base has found new ways to express themselves creatively.
Spooge Gobbler messaged me saying, I love you, from Spooge Gobbler.
From fucking Spooge Gobbler. Thank God.
This game isn't even real.
What up, it's your boy Spooge Goblin.
Unironically, one of my favorite returning features from Black Ops 3 is the Winner's Circle, where you can epically own and dab on the haters. The stupidest fucking emotes you could think of, we got them. Normally this type of thing would make me cringe. This year I'm embracing it. How can I be mad when they have the Olympic breakdancer emote? Like, anyways, Black Ops 6 on paper is the ideal COD multiplayer. It's almost everything the community has been asking for, as long as you haven't been asking them to address skill-based matchmaking. Black Ops 6 combines innovative new mechanics with the tried and true proven classics. And surprisingly, everything has worked great for me. Like, no game-breaking bugs or glitches, so why aren't I more enthusiastic about it? You know what it is? It's because I'm a goddamn parrot, Mason, and I say the same thing every year. Call of Duty doesn't have enough unique game modes. Make more of them. Make them fun. New. Fellas, I've been around the block a few times, so if you want to really get my attention, you gotta give me an X factor, an experience I can't get in an older Call of Duty, something to make it stand out. This year's multiplayer is so standard. They don't have ground war, and I'm not much of a Warzone guy, so it seems like I'm getting less content than I have before. Although, it could just
I love the ground war in Modern Warfare 2.
The reason I enjoyed Modern Warfare 2 so much is because of ground war. It was the perfect alternative when I ever got tired of the standard 6v6. Lord knows Battlefield hasn't been piquing my interest at all, and the last Battlefront game came out 7 years ago. So there is this vacuum of large-scale warfare games that I crave. 64 players, big-ass maps, vehicles, turrets, airplanes, all this shit. You know, even the war mode in COD World War II was a nice change of pace.
The enemy is building a bridge. Stop the enemy from building that bridge. They're building a bridge.
Yippee! Hardpoint, domination, team deathmatch. How exciting. I've been a good boy this year. I sure hope Santa lets me play Kill Confirmed. Look, I'm just at that point where the standardized Call of Duty status quo, like, I need more than that. Now, there are some new modes like HVT, which is basically VIP from Halo. There's also Prop Hunt, some gunfight, face-off. I think I've had the most fun with Ransack.
Basically, there's a pot of gold that spawns in different locations around each map, and then you gotta fight a bunch of leprechauns, and, well, you gotta fight other players, bring the gold back
Leprechauns?
to your spawn. But if you die, you drop the gold. So it's kind of like Headhunter in Halo Reach. But you can also infiltrate your opponent's base and steal their gold. You can steal the enemy's points. I want more modes like this where I can actually describe what's unique and creative about it. Instead, the new innovation is like this fucking bullshit map, Stakeout. What is this? You made a map smaller and stupider than Nuketown. How did you accomplish this? It's great for grinding, and I am kind of embracing my dumbass arc. But this map kind of signifies a deeper problem for me. A harsh reality we may have to contend with. Get your chain swords ready, because I'm about to spit some heresy. That maybe Nuketown was a net negative for the Call of Duty franchise. I'm just saying, okay? It's been 14 years, man, that we're still playing on that fucking map. Something about that quick combat has like tapped into the TikTok attention span deficit brain rot of our generation. And I think they just keep making maps smaller and smaller, simpler and simpler. It just seems like modern Call of Duty map design is based around one idea. Don't let players go more than 10 seconds without finding an enemy to shoot. I think
well,
much more compelling
sometimes you can go a whole minute without,
modes,
not a minute, but like 30
some
seconds.
Kind of fantasy. None of the maps in Black Ops 6 reflect the settings in the campaign, or at least they were so bland I didn't recognize them. I call this desert map Shitbox Creek.
I just feel like I keep getting killed in the same fucking spot.
Now let's talk about movement. This is always a controversial point of discussion for the COD fan base, and have not seen many arguments. Despite it being borderline impossible to balance movement properly for all play styles, the speed of this game feels kind of cranked like Vanguard. And while it's fluid and fast, I think this also exacerbates the issues with the maps. When you design COD around instant action and instant gratification, you lose a lot of those tactical elements and opportunities for players to use the unique tools to strategize. Black Ops 6 has a ton of cool tactical and lethal equipment, and I just kind of use the same shit I've always had, because these are the same maps we've had. The game doesn't really encourage unique playstyles, it's just same old, same old. Most matches I'm not even thinking strategically. I just run around like a chicken with its head cut off, and I enjoy that, but I also enjoy something a little more complex. But how does Omni movement pan out? This should answer your question.
I'm gonna crank up my DPI all the way to the max. Watch this shit.
Yeah, let's do
all right,
this.
3, 2.
Oh my god. Wait, do that again. Do that again.
Omni movement is a fat W, a big W. This was the big statue on display, the game changer, the X factor. It was the thing I was looking forward to most. I'm surprised people aren't abusing this mechanic as much as I thought they would. Or maybe they haven't found ways to totally break the game yet. Or maybe Treyarch has done a great job of balancing it this year. They've really gone all in refining the gameplay. Now you can sprint and look in 2 different directions. So you can quickly reposition without having to take your eyes off of a target. Automatic leaning into cover is a feature that has never screwed me over. If you're sitting by cover, you might as well lean into it, right? So it's nice that it's not a button prompt. But you can still mount your weapon for enhanced accuracy. I do find the whole move like an action hero mantra kind of hilarious. It's not as prevalent in multiplayer, but you still can pull off some pretty crazy moves. Like this guy who killed me while sliding backwards. When you do hit the perfect dolphin dive and manage to score a kill off of it, you feel like a champion. You earned that spot in the winner's circle, bud. It's not often I've encountered people who fly out from cover, dive onto the ground, and kill me. So when that does happen, I say, you know what? Respect.
Okay, this guy actually did the dolphin dive for the double kill. Wow, okay.
The Black Ops 6 multiplayer at its core is serviceable. But the maps and modes don't really accommodate the new innovations that were made to the core gameplay. Like I said, they've really refined the formula. Treyarch has gone out of their way to allow you to customize the user interface to your heart's content. Given that I tend to bitch about it every year, this pleases me. If you don't like the user interface, bruh, you made the sandwich. You can change everything from the size and shape of the minimap where ammo counters appear on screen. Now, every year, we all like to complain about how the cosmetics and skins in Call of Duty are getting dumb and dumberer. When I think about that time that they sold bacon skins for $2 in Black Ops 2, there's always been dumb cosmetics, but at least they were priced right.
I want a
And
bacon
those were
skin.
universal skins, to my knowledge, for all the weapons. Of course, there's the usual bullshit in the store where they're selling like 800 different cosmetics at once for like $25 each. They've figured out their business model. That being said, new controversy just dropped. Apparently, Activision has started using AI-generated art for in-game rewards. With the latest update, they have this zombie with 6 fingers. And now it's got me wondering, okay, if this is AI generated, what else is in the game? Oh look, voice actors for zombies are being replaced because they don't have protections for AI generated content that uses their voice? Look at me, I'm Activision. Let's create something great and then fucking ruin it. Out of all the greedy shit
Sounds about
Activision
right.
has pulled, AI generated rewards and cosmetics is pretty high up there. The customization ties in quite nicely with classic prestige. Yes, isn't it beautiful and great? You didn't ever need to change. So why did you? What's really cool this year is each prestige rank represents a different Treyarch Call of Duty game. First 2 prestiges are World at War themed. The next 2 Black Ops 1. This is a great way to pay homage to the classics. And it makes Black Ops 6 feel like a celebration of the series. It makes me happy that I can unlock the loading screen and see the streets I grew up on. This game
Finally,
also
somebody
added
shares
something
the same
called
secret.
Kill Orders, a short list of challenges that the entire player base can contribute to unlocking for everyone. If that sounds familiar, it's because they took notes from Helldivers 2. I hope Black Ops 6 isn't the last game to see the power of community-driven rewards and events. Treyarch has done one heck of a job fleshing out this game's quality of life features. But although they had 4 years to work on Black Ops 6, it seems like most of their efforts went into polish and refinement rather than creative innovation in this very, very long-running franchise. I get that it's difficult to come up with new, exciting experiences that are going to cater to the core fan base. Well, what can I say? I love Ground War. Omni movement is a welcome addition to COD's formula and can make for some pretty memorable moments. But the map design and game modes, I've seen it, I've done it. I'm going to zombies. Black Ops 6 takes place in the early 90s against the backdrop of the collapsing Soviet Union, the fall of the Berlin Wall, and the start of the Gulf War. This era was known by many historians as the Happy Years. So in true Black Ops form, this is the perfect setting for Call of Duty to inject some of its classic CIA shenanigans. What is it this time? Gas? Mind control? Drones? Trains? Missiles? This time, the CIA is being attacked from within, and your character, Case, might be some kind of sleeper agent. Yeah, sounds familiar. BO6 makes a concentrated effort to be a direct sequel to both Cold War and Black Ops 2. Since those are 2 of my favorite stories in the Call of Duty franchise, this is a match made in heaven for me. The perfect continuation of the Black Ops storyline. Or so it seemed. Was Black Ops 6 too good to be true? The answer is yes. The trailers and opening scenes show clips of George H.W. Bush, the exalted Rabbi Bill Clinton.
Your whole life is a lie.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
And a Call of Duty fan favorite, Saddam Hussein. His portrayal led to the game being banned in one of the countries it's set in, Kuwait. Now to me, that's a sign of having balls of steel. We don't care if this game gets banned, we're gonna spin whatever yarn we want. I respect that.
However, none of these historical figures have much relevance to the plot.
They're kind of used as props.
They made such a big deal about building on history, and then they didn't.
In true signature Black Ops fashion, our story builds on real history.
What the fuck?
Right, real.
What is this Call of Duty? They just got a fucking... They just put zombies in the campaign. It's just so strange that they would do this, but you know what? I'm here for it.
And it's all set against the backdrop of the early 90s.
What?
Like the rest of you.
What the fuck? Yeah, it's cool there's a mission in Saddam's palace, but guess what? They didn't even include an Easter egg where you find his hiding place. Rookie mistake.
To be fair, it is really cool going through his palace and finding his hoards of gold, because he actually did this. But Saddam's palace is the exception to the rule.
In the third mission, Most Wanted, you actually go to a political event for Bill Clinton that takes place in Washington, D.C. And the game is like, so here's this made-up senator that doesn't exist. And I'm like, no, kids, I'm actually more interested in that Bill Clinton guy. There's not even a cutscene of him speaking at the event. Like, why not tie him into the plot somehow? Is it because he's still alive? I think Black Ops 6 really dropped the ball on this angle of political intrigue, as the narrative takes a hard right later on into some batshit territory. I mean, it's why they call it Black Ops and not mindfuck zombies in a frozen forest ops. I said it before and I'll say it again. Whenever this series has that element of real history woven in with its fictional elements, that is when Call of Duty is at its peak.
Like I'm making kill my own president. Right?
Get the fuck out of here!
It's super frustrating, right? You go to DC and it's not even mentioned what building this political rally takes place in. When you create missions that are built around real people and real historical events, it's much easier to get those moments to stick with the player because they probably know who Fidel Castro and JFK are. What I love about the Black Ops stories is they're what ifs. This guy Perseus doesn't exist, but what if he did? What if somebody else had shot JFK? What if it was you? Those are the kinds of mind-bending questions the series is known for. In Black Ops 6, however, it's, what if this game was set during the Gulf War, and then a bunch of random made-up shit happened?
Right?
Even having just a single scene with Ronald Reagan commanding your team of CIA operatives, that adds weight to the story. The point is, he wasn't dreamt up in a Raven Software writing room. But much of Black Ops 6 story is, and so it feels detached from the history that it seems to be basing itself on. They abandon realism in favor of this fictional paramilitary group called Pantheon, who's like part of the CIA or a different branch of the CIA. A group whose intentions and motivations are kept extremely vague, or at least they fall on the shoulders of one person. So the events of Black Ops 6 end up being completely detached from the figures and setting of the 90s, making our actions as the player feel far less important and personal than they have in the past, leaving us with a half-baked narrative that doesn't satisfy as a fan of Cold War or BO2. They do introduce some new faces who make up the main cast, including you, Case, the player. At the start, this guy Livingston is in charge of you and he's busting you and your team's balls. So he's like, tell me about that mission that went horribly wrong, and you say, sure thing.
So there I was, in the Middle East.
And all of a sudden...
Oh, whoa, there he is! Whoa! What is he doing? So trusted you.
I thought I could too.
He's got the red name. He's a bad guy now.
Hey, Jane, you want to tape his mouth shut for me?
No, don't. You can't tape that glorious thing.
The thing I love about Russell Adler is not just the amazing haircut, but how he oozes coolness and mistrust. However, after the first few missions, Adler's significance in the plot is like severely toned down. But since he killed our target, well, there's some questions that need answering.
The CIA is compromised.
When is it not?
I got a message for Woods.
Oh, yeah?
Tell him Bishop takes Rook.
Rook, like the chess piece.
So for now, it seems like Russell Adler has gone rampant, but instead of taking him down, boys, we're gonna rescue him. Because Adler is considered compromised, our gang gets suspended from service, meaning our operations are gonna be even more covert because we have to hide them from the CIA.
So why was he trying to tell you something in Kuwait? Bishop takes Rook.
Rook, like the chess piece.
Shut the fuck up! Adler's code phrase sends us to the hub area of Black Ops 6, the safe house. And I'm happy to see this feature return from Cold War. It's an area where you can walk around, talk to people, upgrade your equipment. Adler left some secrets behind in this safe house, so there's some fun puzzles to figure out and light exploration. This game isn't afraid to slow down the pace, to let the action simmer, and build up the drama. The safe house is gorgeous, and it really makes you feel like you're on a secret mission in a foreign country in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. But this is where we get into the good shit. Boys, check this out. You're gonna love this. Fuck her right in the pussy! It's here that we'll head to the Bill Clinton political event.
Nice.
The third mission, Most Wanted, is one of the most creative missions in any FPS single player. One that ditches action in favor of subterfuge, secrecy. You know, spy shit. You're given a secret camera to take pictures, catch guards in 4K. You socialize, gather information, and I love these types of missions where the level really opens up. You need to get the retinal scan of Senator McKenna in order to get through the security system that's underneath the building to find Adler. You can find where he's hiding in a few different ways, including using the spy camera to eavesdrop on the senator's aide, stealing shit from his car, and then beating his ass.
The hell are you doing in my car?
All the while hiding bodies of any guards you kill or knock out. It's really tense. What Black Ops 6 may lack in its storytelling, it more than makes up for in its gameplay opportunities. They got a dash of Splinter Cell, a cup of Rainbow Six, and no section or gimmick overstays its welcome. So if you don't think too much about the plot, yeah, it's easy to get caught up in the moment and just enjoy it for what it is. Fuck it! Woo! Bill Clinton double kick. So in a nutshell, Pantheon is a group of bad guys that have infiltrated the CIA and they want to do some terrorism. Though it's implied that Pantheon is trying to give Saddam Hussein some kind of experimental weapon.
Alawi knew the Pantheon had a presence in Iraq. It's part of the technology exchange with Saddam Hussein.
This is a nice detail, as IRL, Saddam was looking into chemical weapons. He might have done a little oopsie-whoopsie with that. I mean, he didn't have weapons of mass destruction, but the rumor was, we thought he did, or at least that was a nice excuse, wasn't it? Gasoline, we don't have a lot of it in this country, okay? It's got to come from somewhere. Instead, this mysterious weapon is called...
And that's why we invade.
Now, it's at this point when we talk to Adler that he reveals something very confusing. Livingston mentioned earlier that Adler was responsible for Woods being crippled in Panama. Adler elaborates further on this, saying there's a rumor that he was the one who compromised that Panama mission in Black Ops 2, and was therefore the one who got Hudson and Mason killed. Adler claims he was framed. And there's that element of Russell Adler that is so intriguing, the mystery of whether or not he really can be trusted.
But you don't have to trust me, Marshall. But it might be best if you do for you and your team.
What happened last time, boys? What happened last time? What happened to Bell? What happened? Did you know jet fuel isn't hot enough to burn steel beams? Regardless, this is a nice excuse to have a mission where we fight through Saddam Hussein's palace and hopefully take a dump in there. But before we do that, we have to, you guessed it, take out some missiles. Track objectives. Fast travel? What the hell? What is this, fucking Fallout right now? What the? Is this another non-linear mission? You mean I can drive around, explore at my leisure, and like, what, there's side quests on the map? It's crazy the amount of effort they put into each mission and creating so many things that they don't use anywhere else in the game. Why is this level so open and free? Kind of reminds me of those, what were they called?
We call them open combat missions.
This is how you do an open combat mission, said Raven Software as they pulled out their 15-inch cock and waved it in front of Infinity Ward. Leave it to Raven Software to take a brilliant idea from last year's COD and actually create it with the brilliance part. Might have taken a year, guys, but the pizza's finally here. I mean, I'm fighting through an underground bunker in Saddam Hussein's palace right now. And oh my God, we can actually take a dump here. It's here that Marshall, Adler, and Case end up finding the cradle, or at least a sample of it that looks like the mutant injector from Zombies. It's just one of the many similarities the campaign has with Zombies. It's at this point where Black Ops 6 goes from traditional military campaign into batshit crazy mode. You guys have your acid tablets ready? Good. It's time to take them. It is a nice role reversal that the bioweapon is American made, because we're always going into Russia in these games. But now, like most biological weapons, the cradle was created in the state of Kentucky.
Adler believed the Pantheon gained access to a military
Who cares about
facility called
Kentucky?
Technologies and Applications.
Sounds impressive.
It's located in eastern Kentucky.
So Case and Marshall head in quietly. You end up getting separated from Marshall and enter Spook Town.
Another one.
I saw that one move. I fucking saw that one move. Yeah, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. I'm seeing them move. I'm not joking. They go full haunted house on you. Case's mask breaks and he starts breathing in the random toxic gas. Oh. Oh my God.
The fuck is in that gas?
I can actually use clips from last year's Call of Duty. The fuck is in that gas? What the fuck?
The fuck is in that gas?
So the writers used the whole hallucinogenic drug excuse so the developers can create the most insane combat scenarios. Statues that run towards you when you're not looking, straight out of BioShock. But like, why zombies? Oh my god, it's Russell Adler again! I shot his fucking arm off! There's even zombie types in the campaign that I don't think are in Black Ops 6 zombies. We still got one more boss. I don't even feel like I'm playing a campaign right now. This mission is one of the strangest. For starters, it's got clear Doom inspirations with 4 colored key cards you have to find. And then out of nowhere, you get a fucking grappling hook. While fighting a Margwa with a grappling hook is pretty fucking fun and exciting, this doesn't really tell me anything about Case, my character. But this mission is jam-packed with surprises and moments reminiscent of other horror games and horror tropes. The ominous phone call that keeps ringing until you pick it up. But I think the problem I have with this mission, Emergence, it blurs the line between the grounded setting of the 90s and fucking COD zombies. Playing through Emergence was the first time Call of Duty genuinely scared me. But looking back, I struggled to understand what the point was, story-wise. It bears a lot of resemblance to the Frozen Forest sections in Black Ops 3. Both are incredibly unique visually, but they make you forget you're playing Call of Duty. Black Ops 1 really executed on the whole "you've been brainwashed" concept way better, because it successfully tricked Mason and therefore the player into realizing that they were hallucinating, that the memories we were reliving had actually been tampered with. This is what made the twist at the end so fucking impactful. All along the way, they're dropping these audio cues and visual effects.
21, 16. Love that game, bro, to death.
So it's revealed that one of your partners is the true mastermind behind Pantheon and all their recent attacks. And it's not Russell Adler, it's Jane Harrow. And for reasons I don't quite understand, the last mission turns into a deep dive psych evaluation on this character. She hadn't really felt all that pivotal to the plot, nor was she memorable enough for this twist to have some kind of impact. I'm mixed on the story. On one hand, the presentation in the final mission, Separation Anxiety, it's a remarkable depiction of the mind. What it's like to confront internal trauma and what it takes to overcome that, to make the mirror whole again. Restore each piece of who you are and be able to see yourself.
That's kind of gay, but hey.
That's some deep psychological shit, and this stuff isn't often explored in gaming. So while I think the presentation is top tier, it's bizarre how the story takes such a hard turn into becoming a character study, when Jane wasn't being studied much in the first half. She does have some similarities to Menendez in her quest for vengeance, with motivations that are relatable and understandable, but that doesn't explain why the fuck she has an entire military backing her up. But it's like they introduced a new character and are trying to shove an entire season's worth of character development into the final episode.
That
it's
model is
that
crazy
Case
looking.
Isn't really important, I guess, because we were exposed to the same virus as her. We're the ones who need to take out Jane. But then doesn't she also like overcome her trauma? So shouldn't we be homies now? I don't know. Then the game just kind of ends abruptly with Case and Harrow dying, I think. And the other guys meet up and are like, hey, good job. Oh, by the way, there's another mole, and it's this guy, whoever he is. Though Black Ops 6 has some of the most creative campaign missions and level design in the series, the narrative supporting it is painfully disjointed, unable to focus on a single plot thread or a main character. And I don't know why after the first few missions Russell Adler took such a huge back seat. He was the best new character Call of Duty has had in forever. And it feels like the writers didn't know what to do with him. They did the whole Black Ops 3 Frozen Forest thing way better than that game, but it's immersion breaking for the exact same reasons. It's an awesome campaign to play through, but a mediocre story to reflect on. It's not often we get a Call of Duty game that has so few relative problems, but the issues I have with it stop it from being completely awesome. I really was expecting something more grounded, realistic, and historically based in a campaign. I wanted more Russell Adler. I bought the costume, guys. It's not a phase, Mom. It's not a phase. And while we did end up with one of the best single-player offerings in the Call of Duty franchise, its story was also pretty disappointing.
I expected the best from Treyarch and Raven Software, especially after last year, but the multiplayer really fails to impress me or stand out from the crowd. Nothing I've seen from upcoming multiplayer content is getting me hyped to sink more hours into it, so for me, this has been a surprise year. I'll be sticking with zombies. The Black Ops 6 campaign intrigued me, but I never felt a payoff for its more subversive elements. It left me wanting more, and perhaps that's the point. But regardless, that is why Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is so awesome and mediocre. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave a like if you did and subscribe. Thanks to LG for sponsoring this video. You can check out their monitors in the description and pinned comment. Big thanks to my top tier donors, the acting experts, a Screaming Cloaker, A2A Phoenix, Anubis 17, Caprivi, Crunchy.
Hey, I agree with like everything he says for real. What about you, bro?
It kind of paints a new picture. I don't typically think about. I don't know. I just don't look into that type of stuff. That type of like. I kind of just enjoy it in the moment.
Yeah.
And it's usually typically about gameplay because I'm playing it. Because it's like the one thing I don't expect out of Call of Duty is there to be a story. It's not a story game. To me, it's a first-person shooter multiplayer game.
That's what I think of it as well, so.
Because, like, okay, think about it this way. Some shitty movies are good to sit down and watch. Like, just turn your brain on and just watch.
Cause they're just that dumb. You could just watch it and have fun without being without pointing out, oh, they shouldn't have did this. They should have done that type of deal.
Yeah, it's kind of just accepting it for what it is and enjoying the moment or enjoying the gameplay at least. That's my take on it. I don't typically look into Call of Duty like that.
I mean, we just play the game just to play it. You feel me?
Yeah.
Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this long video and want to see more, just click the like button and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, I don't have anything else to say. Peace.
Me neither.